The internet is not my biggest fan. It never has been, but especially isn't these days. I've made some stupid choices.
I think that's really important that you see me as a human being, because I think a lot of people don't. So, I don't know. I want that disclaimer out there.
All of Hollywood's like, yep, let's make her a thing, let's make her a thing. But she's never made a movie that's been successful.
But it's also really important to me that I share with you not only the really good, exciting moments, but also like the little blips where I just don't feel great.
Rachel Zegler's name may still be making waves in Hollywood, but over in London, the reality of her situation is hitting like a cold front. Her much-anticipated comeback, her stage reinvention, and the potential for a Golden Globe-worthy theater moment are already circling the drain, and we haven't even reached opening night.
Her career is not going from strength to strength, is it? So this is her new thing, Evita.
Instead of a career on the rise, it appears to be heading in the opposite direction, raising serious questions about her future in the industry. Zegler's highly publicized role as Eva Perón in the upcoming production of Evita at the London Palladium is turning out to be less of a triumphant debut and more of a harsh reality check. If you take a look at the official ticketing website, you'll be greeted with a glaring truth.
Well, it just goes to show they shouldn't have hired her. This is not a person that... Well, it's just not a person that has any element of draw in whatever she's in.
Not a single seat is sold out. This situation highlights a significant miscalculation in casting her, as it seems she lacks the drawing power needed for such a prestigious venue. The London Palladium, with a capacity of over 2,200, is not just any theater. It's a legendary venue where icons perform and tickets typically vanish weeks, if not months in advance. Yet, with just weeks to go before the curtain rises, Zegler can't fill a single row. Her filmography is limited, with West Side Story being her first major role, and now there's no last-minute rush or fan frenzy, just empty seats and a disheartening reality.
Rachel Zegler is a no-name actress. She's barely been in anything, actually. If you look at her IMDb, West Side Story was the first one that... It was the first movie she was in, basically.
Despite the marketing team's efforts to promote her as a Golden Globe winner and a Disney star, the audience isn't responding. While the industry insists she's a rising star, the box office tells a different story. The empty seating chart is a clear indication of rejection from an audience that expected more. It's a stark reminder that Hollywood's hype machine doesn't always translate to real-world interest. Some may argue that theater is a different beast and that Zegler needs time to adjust, but the truth is that theater, especially in London, is a meritocracy. Audiences will show up if they believe a performance is worth the price of admission.
It sounds like you're one of the only ones there, just like Rachel Zegler, as it turns out, and we part with this video of Rachel Zegler alone in a theater watching herself. One of the most unlikable humans
That
ever.
is sadder than when the original Snow White eats the apple.
Zegler's empty seats signal a polite but resounding no thank you from an audience that may have been more forgiving online than in person. The situation is further complicated by the scale of Evita. This isn't a small indie production. It's a major revival at one of the most iconic theaters in the West End. Yet, despite the hype, ticket sales are dismal.
Enjoy.
The traffic light system used to indicate availability is stuck on green, showing that every performance is wide open. You'd expect some curiosity from theater fans or casual moviegoers, but the lack of ticket movement reveals a troubling lack of interest in Zegler as a performer. This isn't just about her singing ability, it's about public perception and connection. Right now, Zegler has little goodwill to draw upon. Her past comments about Snow White and her tendency to alienate fans have left a sour taste.
And to everyone who hates when I win, the winged victory came to the Louvre in pieces, and people still line up to see her.
Oh my God.
And I can only hope
What does that mean?
that despite my flaws, and despite my cracks and my breaks, and there are many of them, that at every premiere and everything I do, people will wait in line to see.
Theatergoers make calculated decisions about their entertainment, And if they're not buying tickets now, they likely won't in the future. While her team may spin the narrative as early in the run or a lack of full marketing, the reality is that Evita is in serious trouble, and it's dragging Zegler's already fragile public image down with it. What was supposed to be a theatrical redemption arc is quickly turning into another high-profile failure.
It sounds like you're one of the only ones there, just like Rachel Zegler, as it turns out, and we part with this video of Rachel Zegler alone in a theater watching herself. One of the most unlikable humans
That
ever.
is sadder than when the original Snow White eats the apple.
Hollywood has given Zegler numerous opportunities, but the numbers surrounding her career are increasingly grim. West Side Story underperformed, and Snow White has been labeled a financial disaster. Now, with Evita struggling to gain traction, it's clear that this isn't just a fluke. It's a pattern suggesting her career is quietly collapsing under the weight of unearned hype. The industry is beginning to take notice. Casting directors are hesitant to take a chance on her, and the idea that she can pivot to theater and escape the fallout from her film career is quickly fading.
Celebrities. They're just like us.
The empty seats in London are a stark reminder that Hollywood's manufactured stardom doesn't always translate to the stage. As Zegler faces this career crisis, the silence from her peers is deafening. Normally, when an actor faces backlash, there's some support from co-stars or industry insiders. But in Zegler's case, there's been a noticeable absence of defense. This silence is a clear indication of an industry-wide retreat, suggesting that even those who once championed her are now distancing themselves.
So I've got my Baymax blanket, which I use when I have anxiety.
The headlines that once celebrated her have shifted to cautious language, and even her own team seems to be avoiding the fallout. The lack of promotional content and behind-the-scenes support is telling. When a production refuses to rally behind its star, it signals embarrassment rather than confidence. Zegler's online presence isn't helping either. Instead of promoting her work, she's been largely inactive or posting vague messages about finding peace. But in the midst of a professional crisis, peace isn't what her team needs. They need action and damage control. The reality is that Zegler's career is at a critical juncture.
All of it's literally every single thing is available. Literally all of it. All of it, no different. All of it.
If she continues to deflect accountability and refuses to learn from her missteps, she risks becoming uncastable. The industry is unforgiving, and if she doesn't shift her approach, she may find herself fading into obscurity. The competition is fierce, with countless talented actresses ready to seize opportunities that Zegler might squander. The current trajectory of her career raises serious questions about her future in the industry. If she doesn't acknowledge the missteps and take steps to rebuild her image, the chances of a comeback diminish significantly.
I'm like so ready to just throw my phone away. I don't know when it's gonna happen, but I know it's gonna happen at some point. And everyone's gonna get mad at me and they're gonna be like, "No, because of me." Or they'll be thrilled and be like,
Thank God Rachel's getting off social media.
The public's perception is crucial, and right now, Zegler's name is more associated with controversy than talent. As the curtain prepares to rise on Evita, the stakes couldn't be higher. The empty seats are not just a reflection of ticket sales. They symbolize a broader rejection of the narrative that Hollywood has crafted around her. The disconnect between her perceived star power and the reality of audience interest is stark. In a world where social media can amplify both praise and criticism, Zegler's past comments and actions have left a lasting impact.
I don't want people to see me in a weakened state.
The backlash from her remarks about Snow White and her perceived arrogance have created a barrier between her and potential supporters. The theater community values authenticity and connection, and Zegler's current approach may not resonate with audiences looking for genuine performances. If she hopes to turn things around, she must engage with her audience in a meaningful way, demonstrating humility and a willingness to grow. Ultimately, the question remains, can Rachel Zegler salvage her reputation and find a way back into the hearts of theatergoers and film audiences alike?
if you have any opinions, I don't want to hear them.
Or will this be the moment that defines her career, marking the end of a once promising trajectory? The answer lies in her ability to adapt, learn, and reconnect with the very audience that is turned away. The narrative surrounding her will continue to evolve, and whether it becomes one of redemption or further decline is yet to be seen. The theater community, along with her fans, will be watching closely, hoping for a performance that not only fills the seats, but also fills the hearts of those who witness it. The stakes are undeniably high as Zegler prepares to step into the role of Eva Perón, a character that demands not only vocal prowess, but also a deep emotional connection with the audience. The complexities of portraying such an iconic figure require an actress who can command the stage and resonate with the audience on multiple levels. Unfortunately, the current narrative surrounding Zegler suggests that she may not be the right fit for this monumental task, and the pressure to prove otherwise is mounting. As the opening night approaches, the anticipation is palpable, but so is the skepticism. Critics and fans alike are eager to see if Zegler can transform the narrative from one of doubt to one of triumph. The theater community thrives on stories of redemption, and while Zegler has the opportunity to rewrite her story, the path to success is fraught with challenges. The theater is a living, breathing entity, and audiences crave authenticity. Zegler's ability to connect with the audience will be paramount. She must find a way to bridge the gap between her public persona and the character she is portraying. This requires vulnerability and a willingness to expose herself to the audience, allowing them to see not just Eva Perón, but also Rachel Zegler as a performer who is willing to take risks. As the curtain rises, the audience will be looking for a spark, a moment that transcends the stage and creates a connection that lingers long after the final bow. Zegler has the opportunity to redefine her narrative, but it will take more than just talent. It will require a deep understanding of the character and a commitment to delivering a performance that resonates on a personal level. The journey ahead is uncertain, but it is also filled with potential. If Zegler can harness the energy of the moment and channel it into her performance, she may just find the redemption she seeks. The theater community is known for its ability to embrace transformation, and perhaps this is the moment that will allow Zegler to rise from the ashes of doubt and emerge as a formidable force in the industry. In the end, the story of Rachel Zegler is still being written, and the next chapter will be determined by her actions in the coming weeks. The audience is waiting, and the world is watching, eager to see if she can turn the tide and reclaim her place in the spotlight. The potential for greatness exists, but it is up to her to seize the moment and make it count.